And welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me today. What we have today is the Revell Obi-Wan Jedi Starfighter. It's also known as the ETA 2 Starfighter. This is from Revell of Germany. I've done, I think, one or two of these kits before. They're a little bit different than the products that Revell of USA makes. I know Revell USA had some of these Jedi Starfighters that were kind of pre-painted. You pretty much just snap them together and your model's complete. This is a little different. It's a skill level 3. The scale is 158 and it has 21 parts. So these kits are very nice. Again, they're not the same as the little snap type kits together. As you can see here, it does require painting and glue and all the things that make a model a model. So we'll be just doing a quick kind of review build of the kit. It's even at a 158 scale. The ETA 2 is a very small ship, and we do have an Obi-Wan that comes with that, and we have an R4 unit, and you can see from his size, I guess a 158 scale, but the ship itself, you can see by the wings, is not going to be very big. It does not come with a display stand, so we'll have to make some simple display stand for that. Again, not going to try to light this small kit. I think that'd be really difficult. Not impossible, but more than I want to do for such a small kit. You get your transparent canopy, 2 parts to it. And of course, as always, these Germany kits have a really nice color instructions with detailed paint and decal guide. It does come with a small number of decals. Pretty much looks like we have the Republic emblems, I suppose. We have some things for the R4 unit, the top and sides of him. Looks like we have a part to do the front of the canopy. Looks like we will have to mask this off and paint some of these parts right here, the frame of the canopy. There's no decal or anything for that. So I think the first thing will be just assembling it. It's pretty straightforward to assemble. We'll wait till last to attach the canopy parts of it. And of course we'll have to paint up our Obi-Wan and our R4 units a little. So we'll just get busy with the assembly part of it. All right, here I'm just working on assembly. I've taken the cockpit and assembled the pieces. I just had like the 3 pieces here. You had this bottom part and back part, and then you had the seat. You can tell now I've already pre-painted it. I just did some dark gray on most of it with a little silver dry brushing. The seat was gray, I'm sorry, green with a little gray in the middle, and you can tell I've added in part of the body section. Now I'm just going to take the second part of the body section. Now I left the inside walls, I didn't paint them, I just did a little wash and a little dry brushing. That'll give us a little color contrast inside the cockpit. We'll have the dark gray seated area, and then the side walls will be kind of that light gray color. So we're going to assemble this, and we'll have to glue these parts and make sure we get those seams taken care of. In the meantime, I've glued the wings together. We still have to attach these part of the wings. I may not glue these on until after I paint them, because it's going to require some masking off. I believe the inside of these wings are like solar panels that are black, so we'll have to mask those off. Probably easier to do that before I attach it, so that shouldn't be any sort of issue there. Got R2 put together. I'm working on Obi-Wan, painting him up, and I have to paint the R4 unit. I have to paint the R4 unit. So it's a fairly easy, quick build. It seems to be going together quite nicely. Alright, got most of my parts all painted up here. A lot of this I just did with some hand painting here, the black inside of the S-foils, I think they're called. Some of these red around the outside I just hand painted on there. As you saw, I masked off and painted that part of it. That's going to be covered over with the R4 unit, so I'm not worried about the bleed over there. This is all painted. We have our canopy all painted up. Looks good. There's a little minor defect right in there in the middle. Not much I can do about that. So I just have to add the decals on. Also, sorry, before I move forward, I put, as you can tell, I put a gloss coat on here. So I plan on doing a light wash, on it, and then some weathering, and then we'll seal it in with a dull coat. But we'll also put the decals before we do any of that. That'll be the next part of it. We have to add the decals onto our little R4 unit too. Okay, I've added in the decals, as you can see. It actually gives you some really nice ones, some small ones, such as up here, some of the Republic emblems. Really nice decals I like is on the side. You have all these marks where he's, I guess, where he's destroyed enemy ships, and you have your little counters. I forget what that's called. Some little warning decals. So it was a small set of decals, but some really nice ones that some detail to the ship. So we're ready to, I'm just going to do a very light wash, and this is just a little bit of cheap window cleaner with a black acrylic paint, very watered down, and I'm just going to start adding it in here to bring out the different panel lines. And as you can see, it's just very light. I don't want it too dark. I still have to paint the weapons here and do a little bit more detail painting, and then we'll probably go in and do some dry pastels and some weathering kits. Just mild. I don't want to go over the top here. So I'm just going to do that. As you can see, it helps bring out all these nice details on this kit. We have to paint these small weapons on the side too and give that a little bit more detail. But I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let it dry, wipe off the excess, and then we'll do a matte coat, a clear matte coat over the rest of it to help protect and seal in the wash that we want. And we'll leave this off. We don't want to put a matte coat over that, so we'll leave all that off for now, and we'll just get this done. Okay, well, here's our finished Revell Obi-Wan Jedi Starfighter, the ETA 2 class Starfighter. We finished up all our painting, put it all together. The wings snapped into place. We added in the engines, and we just had painted them with a gunmetal color, and they snapped into place. Didn't have to glue those. Of course, we added our canopies. Now the front part of the canopy was supposed to be put in when you assemble the two parts of the cockpit, and since I went ahead and did that without putting it in, I had to trim off the edges of that front piece of the canopy and just use some clear part cement to glue that into place. I did some dry pastels, of course a little wash, and then I finished up with a matte varnish coat to dull everything down. I did a little silver dry brushing on the weapons just to give them that kind of worn-in look. We used some Tamiya Weathering Master just to darken in some of the areas and give it some of that scorched look. So overall, it's a fairly nice kit. It's probably not up to the standards of a Bandai kit. There will be gluing and some sanding to get some of the seam lines away. And of course you have to paint it. It does include a nice little set of decals to give it that little extra detail. And as you can see here, it's probably about 4 inches long. Yep, and about 3.5 to 4 inches wide. So anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video. Until next time, everybody have a good one.